Over the last few years, Ian Scott Massie has travelled and sketched and read and painted on a series of artistic pilgrimages. He's drunk beer in Dylan Thomas's and Laurie Lee's favourite pubs, and also the bar in Oxford, where Tolkien and C.S. Lewis used to get together to talk about hobbits and Narnia. He's visited the grave of Greyfriars Bobby in Edinburgh, Robin Hood's oak tree, and Derek Jarman's garden. He's been to Evensong in Canterbury, where Thomas à Becket was murdered, and climbed up to King Arthur's castle at Tintagel.
I've always felt that places have personalities, right back to when I was a tiny child in London. One of my first special places was at the windmill on Wimbledon Common. I started sort of collecting places as I got older. Sometimes I'd go somewhere and feel like I'd stepped off the earth. Avebury was like that. The standing stones, the great big grassy banks and ditches, and the strange little village in the middle of it all. Just amazing. Lindisfarne was the same. Crossing the causeway to the little island was like passing through a mirror, like Alice. The light was different, the air was different. Everything about the place seemed incredibly old and brand new at the same time.
The culmination of this is a 2-year touring exhibition. So how does Ian absorb and interpret the landscape? Let's go on a pilgrimage to the northeast.
When I first came to Durham in 1973 to train to be a teacher, I had no idea what a beautiful city it was.
Coming from Slough, I was just absolutely amazed at this incredible place. I had no idea about the long history of Durham and how pilgrims had been coming here for 1,000 years. And I didn't know anything about the way the cathedral sits on this rock with the river curving round it. I usually do a few colour sketches, different ways of treating the subject, just to sort of get a handle on what it's going to feel like. You mess about with it for a while and then you usually find that a particular colour combination will just click. I'm feeling inclined towards something predominantly bluish for this picture, but with something to lift it, and this little bit of permanent rose might just be the job. I'm just going to try slightly different. This is indigo, just a slightly different blue. See how that goes. That's quite vibrant. I rather like that. Yeah. So I think that's where I'm going to go. What I'm looking for at this stage is something that reflects the personality of the place that I'm trying to paint. Although when you go to Durham, particularly the cathedral banks, it's very pretty and very green. In a way, for me, that doesn't give you the sense of the long history or the very mysterious nature of the place. I mean, I love the story that when they brought St Cuthbert's coffin to Durham, that it rooted itself to the ground. They were kind of forced to bury St Cuthbert there because they couldn't take the coffin anywhere else. It's things about Durham like that that make me want to get a handle on it, and rather than go for the appearance of the place, getting that personality is what I'm really after. And so I'm going with these very different colours to how it was when I was drawing it, to try and get that sense of the place, really, that spirit of place. And I think that's got the right sort of feeling for what I'm looking for. There's something dreamlike about Durham, and that's starting to make sense now.